continue, then the world would be filled with boring Twitter campaigns. And the Twitter advertising would be just a copy and paste from other platforms, other digital campaigns. So it wouldn't be unique and a boring, spamming advertising place.
And what does success looks like to your group, you think?
I think success is contributing to the evolution of advertising. I know that sounds grand, but I think in Japan, when we have clients, CMOs, appreciate us for changing the way they do marketing, I think that's a success for us.
And how would you define Twitter brand strategy as a culture? If you had to pick 3 or 4 words to describe your group.
Brand strategy. I think we're collective, connected, but at the same time we're very different. And this is really bad. I'm embarrassed.
Come on, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm listening to much worse than that. Don't worry.
No, but to think that I've been doing those same things and I am not being able to provide these things. What else? How to describe Twitter brand strategy? Well, we're not, I think, driven by revenue.
Not driven by revenue.
So, not driven by. So I think inverse, what are we driven by? I think we're driven by, driven by collaborating with people. And I think, that's a common thing I see across regions, not just Japan, is that we really like working with different people to gain different perspectives so that it evolves what we do.
And if you had to create buckets of like the type of people in the group and do something horrible, is like, put a label on those buckets and say there is that type, there is another type, and there is a third type. What would be the 2 or 3 or 4 types of people within the group, you would say?
I say we have, let me try to think within Japan first, because I think trying to think of other people's faces are really confusing me. I think we can be, there's one type that's stubborn almost, that want to get things right.
Yeah.
Not for the sake of getting things done or chasing after the money, but making sure that the things what we're doing it makes sense. It's the best alternative or the best option that there is. There's also the type that's visionary type. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't want to say the creative. I think the biggest factor of that is, I think, it's seeing ahead, visioning things to move things forward. So there's that visionary type. And then there's also the process type. So that whatever we do along the way is good.
That would be...
And then I think lastly...
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, sorry. I was just trying to recap, but I
think,
a fourth bucket coming.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, and I think lastly there's the multifaceted connecting types of making sure that everybody's on board.
Okay.
I don't know if that's easy, but yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. When you say you're not driven by revenue, could you elaborate on that?
This comes back to what makes us different from other salespeople, I think. Of course, money is important. Of course, what we do is we're not for a charity. But at the same time, what we take pride is not just the biggest revenue impact we've driven, but it's more for what types of solution we've provided, or what our stakeholders feel after that's been whatever we helped launch happen.
You mean it's a game of perception a little bit, your success?
I think so. Yes.
Do you feel benefit from having better, also like not better, but more systematic KPIs?
What KPIs?
Key success metrics, like tangible.
Oh, right. But what types of KPIs?
Would you? I don't know, but would you benefit? You think it would be a benefit to actually have a tangible measure of success versus just the perception?
So we do, right? And we have KPIs. We have our sales targets that we have to match. And I think what I appreciate personally is that while we have the sales target, that's not the only thing we're measured against. We make sure that there are other factors, whatever outcomes that we commit to, not just in revenue, but say this type of project that we're going to be launching, or this type of clients that we want to approach, this type of narrative for vertical that we want to create. Those other measurable, they're more, I guess, qualitative. And that we're held accountable for that as well. So we know that numbers are there, but numbers are just an outcome, and that there should be more that we can contribute, and that's not directly related to revenue.
Do you think there should be more thought leadership within the advertising/marketing community?
Yes. Definitely yes.
Why?
Because because we currently don't have as much visibility. We don't have the presence yet. But I think, and this is not just saying that we want to stand out more just for the sake of standing out. I think we really can contribute to the community. And because we're always, this is another thing. So even within Twitter, people who work with brand strategy know what brand strategy does, or from experience they understand and appreciate what we do. But for other people who don't work with us, they don't see what brand strategy does. Because we're not good at communicating what we do specifically, because we do many things, there's no set format, it's difficult for people to understand. So similarly, outside of Twitter, for brands, agencies who've worked with us, they understand that we're contributing to making their campaigns better. But at the same time, we're not present, visible enough in the community to, I guess, so we're almost like ninjas. We're hidden around. We're behind the scenes. We're helping things done. So I think personally, I think in a way it's ironic that what we do shouldn't be too visible to people, but at the same time, we need to get visible to make sure that our values are met, or what we contribute are. appreciated.